That is the wrong button. Let's try that one. That one looks better, right? I hope it looks better anyways. Hello, Sonic, Tavon, and Doge God. Took me a minute to get rough pronunciation on that one. All right, we can exit out of that, load up that, make sure mic is working. It looks like it. Looks like game music is working also, so that's a huge bonus. Baby Coin just woke up from a nap, so they will be joining a good portion of the stream while they eat. Oh, what? No. We want to. I do apologize for the longer than normal intros. Baby Coin has been rather needy as of late, so we'll get him fed and off playing in his jumper or his playpen, because we finally got one of those so he can be contained whilst streaming, which is nice. Hello Sonic, welcome, welcome. We'll see if we can get another 300 encounters today. You made another new region? Separate from what you were showing me the other day? Still in the making. It's always fun to have a little bit of fake regions going on. Hey, easy peasy, thanks for the luck. We're hoping that it pans out today. I should be able to get about 200, maybe 300 encounters today, so we might be pushing that 2100 envelope by the time the stream's all said and done. Osrius region. That's honestly not a bad name. I feel like Australia would have a few fire types, but it would be primarily a ground, a poison region. And a fighting. Ground, fighting, and poison, I feel like would be its main types. I feel like if they made a region based off of New Zealand, they would have to somehow incorporate like the Eye of Sauron into one of the Pokemon. Not because, you know, there's actually anything that resembles that New Zealand, just for the Lord of the Rings reference that would be completely obligatory. Thoughts on Gen 5 remakes? I absolutely hope we get a Legends version of Gen 5, and I hope we get a better remake for Generation 5 than an ILCA remake, because we all know those are terrible. It better happen. Welcome, Arsenon. We're gonna get Babycoin his screen time that he so rightfully demands. So there you go, Babycoin. You are officially on the stream. Now we can go put you in your jumper and playpen. Gen 5 was just an amazing gen all around. Not to mention it had my boy Scolipede in it, so like you can't really go wrong with that. You know what? That seems on par with Australia. I am also a huge proponent that regions don't need gimmicks, but that's just me. So honestly, If I ever made a region myself, especially in a playable game format, my region would not have a gimmick. I would be more closer to Generation 3 and Generation 5 in my region. Pokestar Studios. Oh my gosh. Gonna be honest, I did not enjoy Pokestar Studios, but I get the appeal. Hey, there you go, Tavon. Shiny Ursaring, epic. I was trying to get an Ursaring in Pokemon Go, but I missed the Tuesday 1st of the month full moon to evolve it, so that's kind of sad. Go for it, Sonic. Nobody but Arsenon liked it. That's funny. Yeah, see, the only great gimmick was Megas, because it's something that, regardless of the region, should realistically be possible, right? Like, the whole thing about Pokemon is they're these fascinating creatures. We don't understand them. Our understanding is growing through the completion of Pokedexes. Like, I feel like it just makes sense that, hey, we didn't know these Pokemon could Mega Evolve. Like, what is this phenomenon, and why can't they do it without a trainer's help? Like, let's figure this out, unlock it, all that stuff. It made sense. It's an extra evolution that commonly doesn't happen. The problem I have with, you know, newer Pokemon and the gimmicks is it adds completely new gimmicks to it. You know, each game is retconned, whereas the first 5 generations of Pokemon, it was, yeah, there's these new Pokemon that are discoverable only in this region. That makes sense. Oak wouldn't know about them unless he was studying abroad, you know, traveling the world, not just the Kanto region. Like, if he spent his entire life in the Kanto region, he wouldn't know about these other Pokemon, so it makes sense to go to a new region and find new ones. But, like, once you get to X and Y, like, the world is so freaking big, and it's more up to date, like our world standards, whereas, you know, the original 5 generations weren't exactly. They were kind of like futuristic, but in the past, like 1990s futurized. Now we got like futuristic 2020s, where you would think that these professors should be able to communicate with each other across the world and know of these gimmicks in these other regions easily. Assassin spiders. That's what we need. Grass spiders. I can dig it. Yeah, with Megas, only select Pokemon can do it. That was it. Really great. Then Pokemon tried to be inclusive. Yeah, exactly that, Arsenon. But, like, with stones that were originally only obtainable in the Kalos region for some reason. But, like, I hate that Dynamaxing only works in Galar. Like, if you get a stone from the Kalos region, you can go anywhere and use the gimmick. I would assume Z moves are the same in that. Like, you could go anywhere and use them as long as you have the items. But Terastallizing and Dynamaxing are available only in select areas. Well, more accurately, terrestrializing is available anywhere, but the energy to do so can only be obtained in one region. Arguably speaking, though, the gimmick, if there was a gimmick for Generation 5, was fusion. And I am so glad that went nowhere. Like, so far, I think only a few Pokemon can fuse, and most of them, all of them are legendaries. Bring back Ash Greninja. Ironically enough, I finally did add Ash Greninja to the list of giveaways that I'm going to be doing, so that's pretty cool. And I think after I run the course through September 2nd, I believe it is, I'm going to switch over to doing just Scarlet and Violet for a little while, just because I need the bots. It's either that or the PLA bot and the BDSP bot in my server, and the SWSH bot are all going to die so that I can facilitate the Galarian birds and the Cantonian birds giveaways. Yeah, it's great that it's not an all Pokemon thing, because it feels special. Hey, Austin. That would be interesting, Arsenon. Not gonna lie. Le Pardevoir. Ah, Emerduke's over there redeeming Hydrate. So far, Sonic, I think you only told us the grass starter for your region. I don't think you mentioned anything about fire starter. If I'm lucky, my kid will bounce hard enough that he'll pass out again for nap number 2 for the day by 4 o'clock. And if you also didn't notice on my updated schedule, it includes a Darkrai giveaway. Because I'm confident that I'm going to find this Darkrai soon. Repados. Repadeos region, where only dark types and sadness exists. Mildly disappointing. I'm excited to, like, wrap up some shiny hunts that I've been doing. I really, really, really want to begin my venture through all of the games and get a complete living dex on stream. Next giveaway is currently ongoing. That one's the shiny Goldango and Gimmighoul. Like the very, very next one that I need to do for Tuesday is going to be Deoxys and Shiny Deoxys. Only the regular forms on both of those. I figure y'all can utilize the stones inside the only game you can get them in to change their forms if necessary. We could get another United States-based game. However, the thing with the Unova region, while it is based like on New York City, specifically Manhattan Island, for the most part, it encompasses all of the United States. If you pay attention to where the cities, where the mountain ranges and all that are, it's altered slightly, but the left side is the Rocky Mountains, the right side is the Appalachian Mountains. You have spillover, of course, but they basically just took the United States as a whole and overlaid it and shrunk it down to Manhattan Island for a familiar look. Poison Dart Frogs. Okay, there you go. That's a lit fire. Poison Fire already exists there, Sonic. That's exactly what Salazzle and Salandit is. It's also 4 times weak to ground. But as far as your region goes, that's par for the course. Like, at this point, you need a water flying type. Because your grass dart is 4 times weak to fire, your fire type's 4 times weak to ground. It's either that or you're going to have a water ground. Yeah, water ground. That would be perfect. Water ground for your water starter, and then it's balanced. Everyone's got 4 times weakness against something else. As a poison type enthusiast, I could never forget. Ah, gotcha. So it's not 4 times weak. He does. You can just hear him just back there, just jumping up and down, just bounce, 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 bounce. Maybe I need to flip that switch on my mic. Can you guys still hear me all right? Since I'm going directly into the mic, my voice should be loud enough that reducing it by 20 decibels should be good, and his jumping should be minimal now. He's just going to town. I am considerably lower as well, so maybe that's not the best idea. But yes, I am envious of his energy to just sit there and bounce up and down and up and down. I just can only imagine how loudly my mic is picking that sound up, because like even through my headphones it's still pretty loud. I am genuinely curious, though, if I will get the shiny today. I feel like the 2100s is a pretty good range in which to get a shiny. I gotcha. Well, I did switch to decibel option back up, so that might be the reason why. Then again, your phone could be optimized for voice anyways, which it could be picking out and equalizing what I'm putting in as well, so that's entirely possible. Oh yeah, from last stream, I did dig out those stickers that I was telling you guys about that somebody made for me. I also dug out the glass. So this was my old YouTube channel logo, but I had somebody turn this cup, they sandblasted and sand etched my face onto a cup. That was actually pretty cool. Just a little experiment they wanted to do for me. But some of y'all were talking about I should do merchandise, and I'm like, I don't even know what I would do, but there are some things. I mean, obviously they'll need updating if I go through with it and whatnot, but let's see if I can get them found. Because they are my old avatar. The old pop, but the new one is great. Oh, PFP. I'm gonna guess that's what that was supposed to be. So like, that one was my old PFP. I don't know, I think I might actually end up going back to that PFP. I'm not sure how fond I am of my poison type trainer being my YouTube avatar. I don't know, it just doesn't feel... It doesn't feel right removing the logo that's been there for so long, you know? But yeah, this is totally a sticker that somebody made for me. We got some of my emotes from Discord that have been done. And then, of course, a bigger one of, like, my entire old school avatar before I had the poison type training done. This one was actually quite well done. I was a huge fan of that project just because it was something that I could easily manipulate around. I could edit that and have it do different things. Like, be a Zelda version of it. I mean, that was pretty easy to manipulate, so... I don't know. We'll have some fun with it. See what we get going on. Out of the two, Sonic, I would probably choose the spider grass. Have they, David? I saw the fire one and the grass one, but I didn't see a water one. I now have a problem. I am out of Reese's peanut butter cups on my desk. Me too, Tavon. I'm with you there. Sometimes the look changes all opinions. For example, I did like Quaxley as a design, but given what his final evolution is, I can't pick it. I love Fuecoco as a design, but given its final evolution, I can't pick it. Seeing them and having the evolutionary line is very key. That may change my opinion on everything, because given how much I like Crodnot, I may have to choose the water shrimp just out of principle. But I agree with the assessment that a water shrimp and lobster would evolve into a fighting type. Even though at this point we have water fighting already, it makes sense. Hey, Skygams, welcome. Interesting dog type. Right, Tavon? Because that's kind of what I'm imagining. I'm imagining Crodnot, but like with Swampert's beefy body. You keep getting banned from Pokemon Unite because you're good at it. I wish I had that problem. I was terrible at Unite. Sounds interesting, Sonic. After Darkrai, I really should finish my Jirachi shiny hunt, but I may just get a few hunts out of the way for stuff that I want to do so I can put some games up in a way and out of sight, out of mind. It's either going to be Jirachi or I'm just going to move into Giratina Arceus. Oh, Mimikyu, yeah. Florida Heat's on a whole different level. It goes crazy. Wow, we ticked up to 17 viewers. That's pretty dope. We like that. Arsante, welcome. Yeah, I've never been too super fond of double battles myself. Yeah, let's get 20. That's always a goal. It's 101 degrees in Texas. No, thank you. I think we dropped down to like the low 70s today. Camsglaive over there playing Overwatch 2. Come on now, Camsglaive. Australia has penguins? What? Hey, my pleasure. Glad that the giveaways are being enjoyed. In my experience, August is when things get hotter than all get out, and then September they start to cool off. Because, like, at least in June and July, we have occasional rain. In August, it's just dry, barren, and no clouds. Well, thank you, Skygams. Supposed to have a really cold winter. It seems like the weather is just all out of sorts recently. Melmetal and Meltan eventually will be done. I can't exactly say when, but they are being considered actively. And as far as returning giveaways, we won't be doing any repeats until we get a larger group of people to basically do giveaways for. So until I hit like 25 to 30k subscribers, probably closer to 25, we're not doing repeats because I don't think that there's a need for them unless we run out of stuff to do before then, which I highly doubt will happen. Am I using bots for what? For the shiny hunt I'm doing? I am dual wielding controllers, spamming the A button. I was hunting for Railu in Pokemon Let's Go, but only, well, I guess Pokemon Go, because there was a Railu egg day that they did, but I'm not actually hunting it at the moment. You like shiny hunting on Pokemon Go? For me, they're not more rare, especially with the community days. That's usually when I'm hunting, but I did manage to find, oddly enough, 2 shiny Zigzagoon. That was pretty crazy. Both the Galarian form. And the baby goes mad hard. Yeah, he's just over there bouncing up a storm. Having a blast, aren't you, kiddo? One out of 500 in Pokemon Go. That makes sense for the sheer number of Zigzagoon that I caught. Because, like, I was just doing a thing where I caught every single one of them that I ran across, and they were very abundant for a while. One out of 64 in the wild. Feels more common than that. I'll say that. Right, Froakie is a community day. People have been asking for that for so freaking long. You're about to do a shiny hunt for all the legendaries in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. Best of luck there. It's a lot of hunting for all of the legendaries in Shining Pearl. I mean, eventually I will get to that point where I'm doing that, but with doing them on a stream schedule, it becomes a lot more restrictive of when I can hunt and how I can hunt. Oh, because there's not a lot of spawns. That makes sense. I mean, if spawns themselves are more rare, then definitely your chances of encountering a shiny are more rare. Do you want that represents Scorpio? Yeah, I mean, there is Skorupi. I would say mobile sea anemone should be a poison type in Australia. Shiny hunting is pretty easily broken. Shiny Pearl, they bang their head on a keyboard and called it a day. Sure seems like it. They definitely didn't do much with the game, that's for sure. I do appreciate what they did to the underground, though. They definitely made that more accessible. You don't say, dude. He's pretty sure about that. I feel like they just utilize the underground as their solution to not being able to transport up Pokemon into the region from the other games. So they had to, like, develop some sort of way to get them there, and that's what they came up with. Like, let's just put them in the underground. Hey, Galactic, welcome. Sonic, you need to do, for a bug type, you need to do that, one spider that, hides under car door handles, or maybe the ones that you see just, like, turning a park into a, snow-covered wasteland with all their webs. Yeah, Arsante, if you never played the original one, then yeah, BDSP is not a bad game. BDSP is not a bad game. It's a terrible remake is the problem. You haven't played Pokemon since the original Gold and Silver? That is crazy. Those were some great games. What's wrong with BDSP? As far as a remake is concerned, it just doesn't live up to the remake standards of Heart Gold, Soul Silver. I mean, I'm not one of the people that had problem with the art style being chibi. I personally don't care. But that was a huge hit. The reason they gave for not making all Pokemon available in the Sinnoh region is because they were doing a faithful remake, which even Babycoin has an opinion on this. They just gave a lot of bullcrap reasons for cutting corners that they did. They wanted to do a faithful remake, so okay, he needs to shut up. That's enough of that, sir. That genuinely means he's tired of his bouncer when he starts doing that. They did include the whole national dex because they said they were doing a faithful remake, and the original Diamond and Pearl didn't have those Pokemon. However, with every other remake, such as Fire Red Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, the remakes had the national dex functionality where you could catch every Pokemon that was available up to that time without going over. The sprites for these Pokemon already existed in the ether, so like they didn't have to do any extra work. They didn't have to include Legends Arceus Pokemon. They didn't have to include any Gen 9 Pokemon, obviously, because it's a Gen 8 game. They just had to utilize what Sword and Shield already had available to them in Pokemon Home. So like, the reasons they gave for cutting corners were just trash, and they didn't even do the remake faithfully. I appreciate the fact that Mew and Jirachi are obtainable in the game as base, however, that wasn't a thing in the original. The Underground wasn't a thing in the original, however, I mean, it was just not utilized how it is now. I see why they added it, because they were trying to solve a solution of not being able to port up Pokemon from Gens 1 through 3, but I feel like that should have been something that was curved with Pokemon Home, being able to teleport them into the game that way. Diamond and Pearl historically were horrendously slow on the DS. Like, there were huge performance issues on the original games. as opposed to the Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire on the SP. You would think going up to the DS with more, better hardware, that there would be a better game. However, the game itself was just a slower experience, and that has translated somehow miraculously over to the Nintendo Switch. This game takes a freaking eternity to boot up, so soft resetting's agonizing, as you guys can see. They revamped Cynthia's AI, which, let's be honest, was needed, however, was not a part of their faithful remake excuse. I like the fact that they included an Arceus event, finally. So Shiny Arceus is actually now legal. And that's just, due to constraints within the original run of the game. They, for some reason, didn't actually do the Arceus event worldwide. Darkrai, Cresselia stayed the same. Shaman, for the most part, stayed the same. I feel like there's just some other issues that I'm probably leaving out. Just catching up on comments at this point. Shiny Meltan is eventually going to be done, but obviously that'll be for Sword and Shield. I miss the missing number glitch. That was super great. Yeah, like the chibi art style, like while it is 3D now, I feel like the original games all were more of a chibi-esque style anyways, with the exception of when you go into a battle, you see the whole trainer sprite instead of just the overworld trainer sprite. Like, that's always been a thing. It doesn't bother me. Oh, yeah, after you use one box, you have to wait the 2 days. Shiny Meltan in Pokemon Go isn't even possible right now, if I remember correctly. Like, you can use that box as much as you want, but a shiny Meltan is never going to appear unless the game is at an event where it says that shiny Meltan can appear from that box. And according to what research I've done trying to hunt it, that is not the case right now. It may be a thing with GoFest, but I haven't seen anything that says shiny Meltan is obtainable presently within Pokemon Go. It kind of comes and goes. Oh, so the only way to get Mew in Generations 1 was, there's actually a different glitch entirely for that. That's the SSN kid glitch. Yeah, that's what I mean, Leo the King. It's more of a matter of when in the year is it going to be available. Yeah, the Mew glitch with Gen 1 was you don't talk to the kid that says he's going to a party on the SSN. You get to Lavender Town. You go and battle the biker dude in front of the underground tunnel, but before you battle him, you fly to Cerulean City, battle the SSN kid, fly back to Lavender Town, and when you walk into the area, Mew will be chilling there, which is pretty clever to make a programming way to do that. I want to like teleport my game to New York and then use the box, like the Meltan box, and see if more spawns there with all the incenses and stuff. I would not recommend any spoofers that don't utilize a PC. Missing no was all you knew? That's funny. Let's see. Oh yeah, I was getting on to Pokemon Home. My Pokemon Home area is currently set to New York right now. If the game wants to load for me, I think it's having issues. I know it doesn't like it when you stay in an area for over 24 hours on a spoof location, but seems to be working all right, I guess. Doesn't depend on the area. Fair enough. I mean, that doesn't exactly line up with my experience using the boxes. Like, I definitely feel like I've had more than one every minute, but, I mean, playing a game and walking around, time's kind of skewed, I guess. Sometimes it's one every 30 seconds. Okay, yeah. I mean, that kind of lines up more with what I've experienced being like out walking around and hunting it. But like I said, you know, when you first open up that box, a bunch of them spawn all at once, and so by the time that you're getting them actually caught, an encounter takes more than 30 seconds a lot of times, because sometimes they're really difficult to catch for no good reason at all. So looks like the last time Meltan was available was March 21st. Oh, you evolved your shiny Anorith with rainbow candies? That's what's up. Personally, I don't really enjoy Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. I mean, they're good games, but like, I don't know, I hate the fact that you can't battle the wild Pokemon. I think that was kind of lame. Hey, Leo the King, you have a great rest of your day. Oh, I need to increment that up. I've never noticed if you could hunt multiple legendary birds. I've never tried to go back and hunt them. I'll have to check that out. I needed more Reese's peanut butter cups. They were necessary. I can't wait for your new game to get here. Oh, I gotcha. That's actually really sweet. I suspect at that point you would be able to have a chance of finding them shiny or something. Ironically enough, I am playing through Let's Go Pikachu. Just because I was trying to get a shiny Meltan before I figured out that you can only get it at certain times during the year. And got super bummed out by it. I needed some game to transfer Pokemon into to get that box unlocked again. And my Let's Go Pikachu game and my Let's Go Eevee save file were both erased for some reason. Eventually I will do a playthrough of them on the channel, at least of one of them. But at this point I'm getting the Pokedex filled in on Let's Go Eevee, or Pikachu, so when I play through Let's Go Eevee I can trade over the Pokemon and complete the decks. Like, I want to do a stream where I go through like all of the games and get the national decks for real. Naturally, when I get to the DS, I'm going to have to do the spoof trick to get all of the event Pokemon. That's going to be fun. Yeah, David. On the original DS with the... Well, I guess you can do it on the 3DS too. But you can change, like, the server that your game is connected to by going in and changing the IP address in your DNS settings and stuff. And you can connect to a server that's giving out those Pokemon. Yeah, like Diamond and Pearl, Black and White. Pretty much any DS game. And I can't remember if the spoofing deal is trading out like the actual event or the wonder cards and telling your game that you can get them, or if it's, I don't think it's trading you the Pokemon, because those would be hacked. I think it's giving you, the website basically simulates giving you the wonder card for the event, and the game will then generate your Pokemon. Because back in those games, it wasn't just a connect to the Nintendo server and it'll trade you one, or, you know, give you one through that. It's, the Pokemon are there on the game, essentially. And you just connect to the server, and the server tells your game to give you the Pokemon. I don't know if there's one for Sun and Moon. As far as I know, it only works for the DS games. Because with X and Y, I think is when they changed how they do the mystery gifts. Like, if you didn't know, on Generation 4, Diamond and Pearl specifically, and in Black and White as well a little bit, if you knew where to go with an action replay with walk-through walls glitching, you could get Arceus, you could get Darkrai, you could get, well, Arceus, Darkrai, and Shaman without the event items, because you could walk to their overworld location. They were physically on the game somewhere. I think Arceus was a little bit different, though. Genesect is also a little different in that you need an event flag triggered on your game in order to be able to get it, even though you can get into the building without with walkthrough walls and stuff. But the Pokemon, for the most part, on the DS games were physically on the game already. They weren't giving you the Pokemon through Mystery Gift. They were giving you an item to get to them. Sometimes shiny hunting goes crazy, and it's really hard to pull off. Still mad that your mom didn't take you to GameStop to get the code for the legendary mystery gifts? Yeah, I was in Texas without internet for the entirety of the Sun and Moon giveaways. Like, the year of Mythicals, I missed every single one of those except for... Nope, I missed every single one of those. Yeah, it was great. Well, no, because I was in Texas, my DS was here. I believe I was able to have one of my friends sign on to the DS and get me 2 of those events in my absence. Real OG, that one. But they had other things going on, so a lot of times they forgot, and I forgot to tell them to, and yeah, I missed every single one of those Year of Mythicals, and I really hope they do it again for like the 35th anniversary or something. Because I think that was like the 20th anniversary. Also, there's a pretty good chance we're going to find this in the next 100 encounters. I kind of feel like that's going to be a thing. Base it off of Ricky from the Legend of Zelda Oracle games? Absolutely. How many gens are they going to make? Honestly, they're going to make at least 10 at this point. Like, that's kind of a given. I don't see any reason for them to not make more than that, though. I'm surprised there wasn't more of a bigger deal for surpassing 1,000 creatures. Because that's pretty huge. Like, I hope that Gen 10 is still on the Nintendo Switch. And I'm hoping that by the time the Nintendo Switch's life cycle is done and over with, we have access to all of the generations on the Nintendo Switch through eShop or what have you. You don't shiny hunt for you, but your nephew and older sister too? Well, that's good. Sometimes it's just incredibly difficult to tell the difference between some of the shinies. Like that Goldango giveaway we're doing. I feel like there is a popular ground-based rodent that you could do one off of. Maybe a chinchilla or an equinid or something like that. Be an ancestor of Emolga. I was about to say hamster with all of the confidence in the world because I forgot that Morpeko existed. A kangaroo rat. There you go. No, that's just cheating. I figured it was. I wish I had a pet flying squirrel. That just sounds cool. Surskit. I need like 12 of those. I think, Tavon, they're meaning more of like making a Pikachu clone, a regional variant of another Pikachu clone. Not making regional variants in and of themselves. Because I'm pretty sure like everybody that does make their own region has a regional variant at some point, just because regional variants make a whole lot of sense. Like, it's pretty natural. There's like a Pokemon at the top of my regional variant list of things that I think should happen, but I can't remember what it is exactly. I don't think we're going to get to 2100 encounters today, but We'll get close. We got like an hour and 40 minutes left. We'll get like 2150 about, I think. DeviantArt is such a cool place. Yeah, Lightning. Darkrai is locked behind an event that was done in April of 2022 to get the hotel key. It's not accessible anymore. I just have the hotel key on this copy of my game from way back when. Never went through and actually grabbed the Pokemon from it, so we're doing it now. Takes a lot longer to participate in events when you soft reset for everything in its dog. Yeah, I feel like Nintendo is utilizing these events and mystery gifts as a way to spur early sales in the game. Like, it's pretty widely known in the Pokemon community these days that if you don't get the game the first 6 months it came out, you're missing out on the mystery gifts. And like they wait like right until the 6 month mark, do the giveaway, and then the game just dies. At least for this game, because they did them like back to back with Shaman and Darkrai. I am grateful that they made Arceus an encounterable event regardless of timing, as long as you've played through Legends Arceus. But like, they know that people are going to buy those games new a year later and still miss out on the events. It's so lame. Like, they should focus on doing more of the giveaways. It's getting close to the kid's nap. That's why he's getting cranky. I feel like for your mythical Sonic, you would need to research like the actual region of Australia. Usually upon research, there's things that stand out quite a bit. Oh yeah. When they shiny lock Pokemon, they hurt their sales, I feel like. Which is really funny. Like, Nintendo could do so much better if they just listen to what their fans want. Like, a lot of people aren't buying the games because of no national decks. Add a national dex, problem solved. A lot of people aren't buying the games because, well, my time passed to get the events. There's no point in buying the game now because I can't get this Pokemon anymore. Make the Pokemon more available. But no. No. That would make sense, Nintendo. Or at the very least, and now, like, I don't want this to happen, but purchased DLC for your mythical Pokemon. Why hasn't Nintendo done this? Like, hey, I'm playing this $60 game. This Pokemon isn't available. I missed the mystery gift event. Could I shill out $5 to get this Pokemon added to my game? I feel like there aren't many people that wouldn't say $5 for a legal legendary that I can hunt that may be possible to be shiny. I don't think too many people would pass that up. You know, maybe a lot of kids that don't have a credit card or, you know, debit card to do that. But I'm pretty sure they could get a good amount of sales saying, hey, I missed the Darkrai event. I want to be able to hunt a shiny Darkrai. Let me buy the event. Like, they kind of do that exact same thing on Pokemon Go. And what did I do? I shilled out like $5 to get the special shiny Mew research. I should go through and check which of my games have that Darkrai event preloaded on them. Because, like, if I could hunt 4 of these at a time, that would be super. I still have yet to find my 3rd shiny Sprigatito. I mean, I haven't really looked for it in a long time, but still bothered that I haven't found it. Oh, wow. Flying squirrels' teeth grow their whole life? That's crazy. There you go, Tavon. Yeah, I mean, PLA is a good alternative to I missed the event and just want the Pokemon. However, the fact that it's shiny locked kind of ruins it for a shiny hunter. Paint the town red. That you could. Unfortunately, it's not shiny, which is really annoying. Paint it Marshadow black instead. They can live longer than cats and dogs? That's crazy. I had a dog and a cat that lived for 18 years. Like, it's a long life for a little rodent. So are squirrels like cuddly creatures? Like, will they come to you if you put them on a floor and walk away? Their fur repels fleas and ticks. That is so helpful. Oh wow, my kid's just like very nicely playing with his toys in there. Getting good motor function going on. Well, Lightning, I can't think of any that actively feature shiny Pokemon. I'm also pretty sure I forgot to increment that one. Radiant cards. Oh, nice, Galactic. Chance, welcome. It's been a minute. I'm still confident that we'll find it before 2,000 encounters. We have, what, 60 left at this point? Oh, you were on vacation, there's no service? Hey, I'd love to be on vacation myself. My favorite shiny legendary, if we include mythicals, is Marshadow. If we don't include mythicals, it is Rayquaza. Because Rayquaza's black shiny was black before it was cool to make all shinies just a black version. That, and I genuinely liked Rayquaza as a Pokemon since 3rd generation came out. Best of luck there, David. Did you go boom crash? In all of the raids that I've done in Pokemon Go, I have found 0 shiny raids. Well, we're gonna go pick up the kiddo after I do this encounter. He fell and crashed and is kind of sitting there moping about it. I don't have a link to my Discord right off, but it is literally just my channel's name. And it should be searchable in the community settings, honestly. But if you go to my giveaway video that I started today, it has a Discord link that works. Taylor Swift is getting canceled for a collab with Ice Spice. I don't even know who that is. but I think it's going to be very hard for Taylor Swift to get canceled. Well, I am glad that the Pokemon content is enjoyed, Arsante. I don't feel like my content is particularly special most of the time. We like to do giveaways, we like to do shiny hunts, stream, interact with the audience. Because, let's be honest, if I was just doing this by myself, having nobody to talk to while doing it, I would go insane. I wouldn't have the patience to do it either. Tavon is back. I don't even remember you saying you were... Oh, yeah, you did say BRB a while ago. Like, I don't even remember you saying you were going to be gone. But you did. I don't want that. You can have it. And I am so glad they did Annihilate. As far as ghost fighting type goes, I have wanted a ghost fighting type for so long that wasn't a mythical. Like, when Marshadow came along and was ghost fighting, like, I was over the moon. But the fact that it was mythical kind of made it less awesome. I'm glad Annihilate's a thing. Like, if any Pokemon was to get retconned into being a ghost boy, I would love it to be one of my favorite Pokemons from first generation. That was Mankey Primate line. Like, I loved those Pokemon ever since I was very little. Always had a soft spot for monkeys. Thought they were the coolest creature ever. So to have Primate get an evolution at this stage in the game was just awesome. And to have that evolution be the ghost fighting type, like, even better. Oh yeah, there was no question, Tavon. Like, Annihilate's gotta be on your team. And it's like Dex entry. Got so angry it died. There. Better. I still need a shiny hunt Annihilate. Luckily, it can be done with eggs. Or maybe it would be better to do a outbreak hunt for it. You are a lightning electric type fan. There's some cool electric types. I'll give you that. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mikey from M&J TV is an electric type Pokemon fan. I personally prefer Poison, second to Poison, Ghost. Some of my favorite gym leaders include Roxy, Morty, and Koga. Janine's kind of just like whatever. Janine didn't make a lasting impact. I was posting on my Discord channel the other day that I was today years old. Well, today years 4 days ago. When I realized that Agatha technically is a poison type trainer. Agatha from the original Elite Four. While she can have on her team Haunter and Gengar, she also occasionally has Arbok and Weezing, which are poison types, not ghost. So like I learned that she is a poison type trainer, which makes so much sense when you think about Koga replaces her in the second game. That's crazy. In Gold and Silver, Koga is now in the Elite Four because Agatha is gone. I am vaguely aware that there is somebody named Doja Cat that sings music, but I have no idea what they sing or anything about them. I have heard the name. Also, Lance is more accurately a flying type trainer. Although he himself refers to his Pokemon as his dragons, Lance uses flying types more commonly than dragon types. With the exception of like Dragonair. I don't know if Dragonair is a flying type yet. But yeah, Dragonite, dragon flying. Charizard, fire flying. Gyarados, water flying. Aerodactyl, rock flying. While all dragon-esque, their actual commonality is they are flying type. I thought she was a ghost trainer too. It's crazy. Where do you get the loaded dice? I think it's the auction. Oh, I don't know if Agatha's dead by any means, but she's definitely extremely old. She probably retired. Honestly. I mean, I think she's as old as Professor Oak, to be honest. Like, she mentions their youth at one point. Founder Plot, hello. Welcome. Dude, this blanket is just not working for you, is it? Lance gave you problems as a kid. That's completely understandable since Lance doesn't make sense because dragons are so uncommon and like not a lot was known about dragons way back when. Like if you encountered Lance, you're like, okay, his Pokemon seems to be flying. Let's use electricity, but it's dragon, so it's like does half damage. So you're like, no, it must not be weak to electricity. It must be electric type. Let's use ground. It's like, no, it's not ground. That doesn't even touch it. Let's try rock. Well, that kind of works. But like the main things that can hurt that Pokemon are ice, and not a lot of people had ice just chilling on their team back then. Especially when going through the rest of the Elite Four, it's like, what good does ice even do here? She probably did step down, Tavon. Like, I wouldn't think she's dead. I think she just retired. Mine are Ghost and Poison and Steel. I'm still waiting for a regional variant of Honedge that's Steel Poison. Like, I'm glad we got Steel Poison from, whatever, Revivroom or whatever the crap it's called. But, like, I was hoping for a Kunai. Theoretically, I would say it's a good deduction that, you know, barring that they don't die of unnatural causes or old age or something, like Oak being alive would indicate Agatha's alive. I think they're only in their 60s. I am getting the understanding that Sonic is a fighting type fanatic. Surprised they never did an Abra variant. It would be interesting to see that. Although, with Abra, I think that's just because it's such a high-profile character, high-profile Pokemon. Like, how can you make an Abra variant without fundamentally changing what it is? Like, it obviously can't stay Psychic. But, like, if it isn't Psychic, would it even be as popular? Because half of its popularity is it's Psychic and it's really strong. Instead of running, it runs hands. Sabrina is one of the reasons why I dislike Psychic type. Yeah, I think the main reason behind Sabrina's hate is the programming mistake they made in the original games. Like, if I remember correctly, they forgot to tell us that Gengar is also Poison type. So, like, when you rock up to Sabrina, hearing that Ghost type is super effective against Psychic type, you go in there with Gengar thinking, yeah, I'm gonna beat it. You know, this is a Ghost type Pokemon. It's going to beat Sabrina to death. And then it's like, oh, by the way, it's super weak to Psychic too, so like if you don't outspeed, you're dead. Luckily, Gengar's really fast. Like, and you just had no idea why. It's like, why is this Ghost type Pokemon weak to Psychic? That's not what I was told. And I was like, oh, find out in Generation 2. Gengar's Poison type as well. How fun. So, regarding the teleporting and whatnot, I figured out that you can get through all of Silphco only stepping on 2 teleport paddles. Like 4 if you want to heal yourself, but I found the secret to easy Silphco. As far as navigating Sabrina's gym, I feel like for the most part you just need to do the opposite teleporter panel from what you teleport in on. So if you go to the top left, your next pad is the bottom right. It's because it's purple, of course. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, like, no hate towards Revavroom. Like, I like the idea. I think it's pretty cool. I'm just upset that that's the only poison steel type we got after all these years, and it's not a kunai. Like, it's not a ninja-related tool. 2 of the most poison steely things you could possibly get. Okay, Sonic, but like, I have one very important question, or one very important caveat to your region of Australia. This region will fail unless your professor's name is Professor Irwin. Or Irving. I think it's Irwin. Yeah. Irwin. Like, your professor's name has got to be Irwin. Wait, what? Why is Australia probably a war zone? And why was it a part of the X and Y war? Only the Pokemon won. Yeah, the professors' names are supposed to be based on different types of trees. At least that's been historical. I'm pretty sure Nintendo just said screw its fans with their awesome theories and ideas on this last gen, because Professor Turo and Sada are in no way, shape, or form trees. Actually, I think Sada kind of is, but Turo is not based on a tree or plant life of any kind. My favorite headcanon right now is that Galar, or not Galar, France and Spain / Portugal, the region that Kalos and Paldea are based on. I hope that they were the two countries that were at war in X and Y. Like, I really, 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 really want the idea that AZ fired that weapon at Paldea to be true. I want that weapon in X and Y to be the cause of the terastallization phenomenon. So bad. Oh, Turo is fully based on the future, Tavon. Like, that's confirmed. Like, Professor Sada is Pasada as in past in Spanish, and Professor Turo is Futuro as in future in Spanish. Like, that's already been, that's a given. Like, that's not even a question. Like, reasonably, Kalos and Paldea should be neighboring regions. So, like, if they were to be at war, historically, it would be more accurate for them to be warring against a neighboring country. The moment when your Pokemon runs out of batteries. Scarlet and Violet was better than Sword and Shield in my opinion, but I don't know, I just think Scarlet and Violet misses a certain vibe for Pokemon. Like, the game was super fast and easy to complete, didn't require for as big of a world as it is. I feel like I got to explore less. There's nobody to talk to. Like, for me, the immersion in Pokemon was how many of the hundreds of characters there are that they made in these little buildings and random places that you can go and talk to, get context information, and explore the region. Like, realistically speaking, in Paldea, you don't have to talk to anybody. Because you can go anywhere at any time, you know, and get abilities that allow you to go places. Like, you don't have to talk to some random person on the 5th floor of the 2nd building in Celadon to get an HM that'll allow you to go further in the game. Like, you just don't have any reason to talk to any of the NPCs, which makes the world feel really hollow and empty and smaller. Now, I know there's nobody to talk to in Paldea anyways. Like, they all say the same generic bullcrap. Nothing about the game, nothing about the Pokemon, no hints about how to evolve this, that, and the other. I just find the world to be empty and lacking because there's nobody to talk to inside the game. No buildings to enter except for story-oriented buildings. And even in those buildings, you can't walk around and explore. You have to fast travel everywhere. Battery, you struggle. We'll have Recyclops eventually. Come on, Arsenon. I mean, if you see Pokemon how I do, Arsenon, Pokemon having battery isn't exactly too far of a stretch. Like, in the grand scheme of things, you have these basically godlike creatures able to produce energy weapons out of nothing. Like, Squirtle is able to use water gun despite not having water anywhere on its person. Like, from what I understand and rationalize with Pokemon, especially being able to go inside of a Pokeball, is that Pokemon have the ability to convert energy into matter, which, I mean, if you're familiar with physics and science and crap, like, energy is the process of matter being converted, and energy is matter. So, like, it makes sense if Pokemon need energy, or essentially battery, in order to be able to convert, you know, their energy into physical sustenance to use it as an attack or an energy weapon of some kind. So, yeah, I mean, Pokemon having battery cells could be a stage of evolution. I hate it. I personally think it's stupid that most of the future version, well, all of the future versions are like, you know what, these Pokemon are eventually going to evolve into titanium steel beasts. Who needs TNT? We got Voltorbs, just piss them off. We'll have a hole dug for a train in no time. Little bug collector build didn't stand a chance. He met up with Beedrill. Gosh dang it, now you guys are making me want to watch Indigo League again. I don't have enough time in my life to go and watch Pokemon again. Because, like, if I do, I gotta do the whole series. Because there's a lot of Pokemon I haven't seen. And I'm not sure if I'm ready for that kind of a rewatch commitment. Maybe when my kid's older and can appreciate it too. You know, I don't know how I feel about my Goldango video having 500, 600 views 2 hours into it. I can't tell if that's super busy or not. I feel like some of the giveaways were like at 1,000 within 7 hours, so I mean, I guess that's pretty on par. People want that Goldango. To see a manga adaptation anime of Pokemon? Oh. I feel like Pokemon Horizons, maybe? Or Pokemon Generations did the Red and Blue story. My best video got like 40, and you're complaining about 500. I don't know if I'm complaining about it. Like, I don't know how to quantify it. I feel like it could have done better, but I also feel like it's still doing pretty good too. Normally I don't check it for like 12 hours, and I notice, holy crap, this is at like 1,000 views. So, or I guess let's be honest, most of the time I upload the video, go to bed, and wake up, and it has 1,000 or so views. So I guess I've just never paid attention to it hour by hour. It's pretty good. Like, the goal I shoot for all of my videos is 10,000 views. The Deontay Zarude one, I'm actually surprised, hit 9,400, so 9,400. I'm surprised. I didn't think that one was going to do that well, honestly. Especially seems how we did Dada Zarude and Shiny Deontay not too long ago. And that one did 16k. But for the most part, on average, my SV ones are hitting 10k. My Sword Shield BDSP ones are hitting about 6k. I do try to be legit with what they are. Like, I don't want to deceive people, and I don't want to have people be able to deceive other people as a result of my giveaways. That's why most of the time, if possible, my giveaways have 6 IVs in or shiny. Like, that crap never happens. So it's actually funny. Like, I have, through the giveaways, I have ruined my trainer name for being accepted for any kind of trades. Because people at this point know that Brasscoin is a generated trainer name, which I didn't think that I would be causing when I first started the bots, but it is what it is. And that's a small part of why I want to play through the games and get another living dex built up, is because my trainer name is kind of tarnished. I went through all of my games is Brasscoin or Ash, so I really can't trade my Pokemon because a lot of people know that Brasscoin has generated Pokemon. Even though, like, all of my Pokemon that I actually use in my game are legitimate Pokemon that I've caught or been present in, with the exception of Hoopa. At this point, it's a trademark. Honestly, Arsenon, you're not wrong. I did trademark my name. I did trademark Brasscoin. Well, I think I did. I'm still waiting to hear back from the trademark office, I guess, but I did shell out the money to get the name trademarked, and at the time, I don't think there was any trademarks pending for that name, so we'll see what happens. Everyone sounded savage. Arsante, that's... I guess that was Sonic that said that. Sonic, that's almost as good as naming your Zelda character in Ocarina of Time, my dude. If you name your Zelda character my dude, everybody in the game just turns into a really chill bro when they're talking to you. Hey, my dude. Yeah, I said Ash. Like, when I was a kid, Ash was like my given trainer name. Yeah, I'm really hoping I can get the name trademarked successfully. Like, it would suck to have to rebrand my entire channel. I won. I figured I would start the process at 10,000 subscribers just in case somebody decided to be a jerk. Arsenal, get off Pokemon Violet. What are you doing, man? You accidentally stole his dude's YouTube name? Uh-oh. Hondolo. Ah, yes, the closet monkey. What in the world? Did I just... What? Did I just turn off the switch? I sure did. Joke's on them, though. YouTube give you the channel tag? That's funny. It's like, how does that happen? I definitely have bags under my eyes. Make the Darkrai blue, give the man a break. It's like blue, purple, off black. I'll take any single one of those colors. Just as long as it has that pink necklace. Also, I just barely noticed that there's a chat on Twitch. Unionized playing. Ah, one of those. Doge hype. That transparent Darkrai. I just want the Darkrai to sparkle. As long as it sparkles, will be good. Alright, well, it's not sparkling. That was the 2000th encounter. And I think that I'm going to do one more and call it a day, because I got other tasks that I need to tend to today. One of them might very well be in that. I'm just hoping that this one isn't one of those 14,000 ones that I've been hearing people talk about, because ain't nobody want that. Alright, what do we got? Last encounter. Make it good. Dang. Alright, y'all. Well, that's it for the stream. No shiny. We broke 2,000, but we'll pick it back up probably Monday evening and Tuesday all day. So I ain't got much going on Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be able to knock out a greater portion, because I'll have a video done. I won't have to do a video Tuesday morning. It'll be good. But